I had very severe acne at one point of time, and us time pe I was introduced to Satvik Movement and Satvik lifestyle, and that is when I realized what a magical experience this is. Us time se I've been following these small 20 habits that have completely transformed my life, be it internal or external. So in today's video, I'm going to share these 20 habits with you. So let's start. Number 1, intermittent fasting. I have been doing intermittent fasting since over a year now, and it has changed the game for me. It has improved my energy levels, it has improved my digestion, it has improved my skin, my hair, it has helped me lose weight, and so many other things. So intermittent fasting is basically where you fast for certain period of the day. So for me, I do 16:8 hours intermittent fasting. I don't eat for 16 hours in the day, and I eat for only 8 hours. In intermittent fasting, we can define our own window, like whatever suits our lifestyle. So I personally skip breakfast, so I eat 2 meals in a day, that is my lunch and my dinner. Number 2, having lots of fruits. During intermittent fast, as we are not having breakfast, so as soon as I break my fast, I start with fruits. Fruits are very natural way to start your day with vitamins, fiber, and hydration without feeling weighed down. So if you're also someone like me who used to believe that breakfast should be the heaviest meal of the day, is actually very wrong. Breakfast needs to be light because that is when our body or our digestion system is just waking up. And us time pe we don't want to weigh it down by feeding lots of carbs or parathas and roti sabzi. हमारी सबके बॉडी में खुद का डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस चल रहा होता है. जब हम नया खाना फीड करते हैं उसके अंदर, तो वो हमारी बॉडी की जो एनर्जी है दैट गोज इनटू डाइजेस्टिंग दोज फूड्स. एंड व्हेन आवर एनर्जी इज बिजी इन डाइजेस्टिंग दैट न्यू फूड दैट वी हैव एडेड इनटू आवर बॉडी, जो हमारा डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस था बॉडी का, दैट इज नॉट एबल टू हैपन. सो वो डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस हैम्पर होता है. सो इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट दैट वी गिव ब्रेक टू आवर बॉडी. एंड जब हम फास्ट करते हैं तो वो डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस चल रहा होता है, तो व्हेन वी गिव इट juices or fruits which are water rich and full of vitamins and fiber, वो जो हमारा डिटॉक्स प्रोसेस है उसमें हेल्प करता है. सो इट्स सो गुड फॉर आवर स्टमक because we are basically aiding in that detox process. A lot of you ask me how I detoxed my body and cleared my acne. So this is one of the biggest things that has helped me clear my acne. Number 3. Now, as per Satvik lifestyle or Ayurvedic lifestyle, we should have our dinner before sunset. To be very honest, Satvik lifestyle has a lot of things that are very difficult to follow, but they are, actually very good for our body. हर कुछ का एक scientific reason है why we should have our dinner before sunset. So हमारे body का जो digestive fire है, वो सुबह सुबह start होता है when we wake up. That time it's just starting, so we should give it, some light food, some water-rich food, like I said. And in the afternoon, हमारा जो डाइजेस्टिव फायर है वो अपने पीक पे होता है. सो उस टाइम पे अगर हम उसको थोड़ा हैवी खाना भी डालेंगे तो इट्स एबल टू डाइजेस्ट दैट. नाउ व्हेन आई से हैवी, आई डोंट मीन आउटसाइड जंक फूड. आई जस्ट मीन दैट यू कैन हैव कार्ब्स और रोटी, दाल एंड राइस एट दैट टाइम. बट ड्यूरिंग द नाइट टाइम, एज द सन सेट्स, योर डाइजेस्टिव फायर इज बेसिकली गॉन. सो इफ यू ईट बिफोर सनसेट, तुम्हारा जो फूड है वो बहुत आसानी से डाइजेस्ट हो जाता है. बट इफ यू ईट आफ्टर सनसेट, वही फूड को डाइजेस्ट होने में ज्यादा टाइम लगता है. एंड बिकॉज जो हमारा बॉडी है वो डाइजेशन में बहुत टाइम लगाता है सनसेट के बाद, दैट्स व्हाई इफ यू ईट आफ्टर सनसेट, देन इट आल्सो हैम्पर्स योर स्लीप. बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर स्लीपिंग, योर बॉडी इज सपोज्ड टू क्लीन इटसेल्फ, डिटॉक्स इटसेल्फ, एंड ऑल द हीलिंग प्रोसेसेस हैपन व्हेन यू आर स्लीपिंग. बट व्हेन यू आर स्लीपिंग, एट दैट टाइम आल्सो, इफ योर फूड इज गेटिंग डाइजेस्टेड, देन बेसिकली योर हीलिंग process is not happening. So you have to ensure that your food gets enough time to get digested, so that when you sleep, your body is only healing and not busy digesting the food that you ate for dinner. Now the fourth habit that I started doing is I started having more vegetables and less carbs. I attended a workshop by Satvik Movement, and उसमें उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से explain किया था that जितना भी तुम carbs खा रहे हो उसका double vegetables होना चाहिए तुम्हारे plate पे. For example, if you're having one bowl of rice, then you should have 2 bowls of vegetables. And I'm not saying 2 bowls of dal, it has to be 2 bowls of vegetables. So this is what I've started doing. I've started following this lifestyle where I eat less carbs and more vegetables, because vegetables has all the nutrients and fiber जिससे कि हमारा पेट full भी रहता है ज़्यादा टाइम तक. And carbs are also very difficult to digest for our body, so it's important that we give it less carbs and more vegetables, because all these fruits and vegetables will help to detox your body, will help to purify your body, and also provide it all the nutrients and vitamins that it needs. So I basically try to have dinner before sunset. But obviously काफी बार नहीं हो पाता है ये because of work and because of other things. So at max I try to eat by 7:30. So I'm not very late, but I try जैसे ही खाना बन जाता है I ensure that I eat it. The fifth habit that I've started is I've started having brown rice instead of white rice. Now this is very debatable and a lot of people say a lot of things कि हाँ white rice is also fine as long as you're eating it in moderation. Yes, it is fine, it might be fine, but जैसा मैंने पढ़ा है और समझा है वो ये है कि जो brown rice होता है it has more fiber and that keeps us fuller for long. It also helps in digestion. So basically brown rice is better than white rice, and white rice basically has nothing, like it has been ripped off of all its fiber and nutrients, and it's often also polished. Basically what Ayurveda and what Satvik lifestyle says is to have things in its purest form. जैसा कि नेचर में मिला है उसे क्लोजेस्ट फॉर्म में हमें उसको कंज्यूम करना चाहिए, because that is how the nature has given it to us. The sixth habit that I've started is I have stopped having sugar and replaced it with jaggery powder. The thing that I said about white and brown rice applies to jaggery and sugar as well. Sugar एक बहुत refined version है, whereas jaggery powder is थोड़ा पीछे है processing वाले step में. So जितना भी nature से closest चीज तुम ले पाओ, consume कर पाओ, it's always better for you. So that is the same theory that I applied here, and I felt that it's much better to have jaggery powder than white sugar. And also I don't consume jaggery powder much because that also has a lot of calories. We don't have a lot of sweet dishes being made at home. So basically we avoid jaggery as well, but we still consume it wherever we used to consume white sugar. The seventh habit that I have adopted is I have minimized eating outside food. अब बाहर का खाने में पहले मैं बिल्कुल भी नहीं सोचती थी, but now like after this realization of the Satvik lifestyle, I have realized how outside food is actually made, and I've also seen the difference. Like when I'm consuming outside food versus when I'm not consuming, I've seen such remarkable difference in my body, in how I'm feeling, and of late I feel I've become very sensitive of my stomach. Sensitive in a good way. Like मेरी body में जब भी कुछ मैं ऐसा junk या बाहर का डालती हूँ मुझे तुरंत uncomfortable सा feel होने लग जाता है. And on the other hand when I'm eating घर का खाना, भले ही कभी थोड़ा ज़्यादा कुछ खा लिया, but still वैसा कभी feel नहीं होता. So I have minimized eating outside food because we don't know the oil they are using, we don't know the masalas they are using, we don't know how many times they have used that oil, we don't know how clean their environment is. So the biggest restaurants, you cannot trust them. The biggest eateries, you cannot trust them these days. कैसे environment में चीजें रखी जा रही हैं, raw materials भी बहुत unhygienic conditions में कभी store किए जाते हैं. तो ये सब awareness जैसे ही आई है मुझे realize हुआ है कि it's much better to avoid outside food. The eighth habit that I've started doing is I have started using minimum oil for cooking purposes. I have realized, and according to Satvik and Ayurvedic lifestyle, ज़्यादा oil की ज़रूरत नहीं होती है cooking में. I realized this when I was cooking myself when I was in Pune. उस time पे I used to cook in like few drops of oil, like one छोटा spoon. अगर मैं खुद के लिए बना रही हूँ ना, if I'm making some vegetable fry, stir fry अगर बना रही हूँ, minimum से minimum oil में भी सब्जी बन सकती है. That is when I started having my food cooked in the minimum oil possible. So if you're also someone who feels that खाना बनाने में बहुत तेल की ज़रूरत होती है, it's not true. You can use a cast iron का तवा and you will see कि उसमें बहुत कम से कम oil में भी खाना बन जाता है. And it's also very tasty. Habit number 9 is saying no to packaged food. Now this is something that I've honestly completely stopped. मेरा मन ही नहीं करता. I have conditioned myself in that way that I don't eat packaged food. Like when I say packaged food, I mean chips, biscuits, जो पैकेट के फॉर्म में आता है मार्केट में, जो शेल्फ्स पे रखा मिलता है, वो चीजें मेरा मन ही नहीं चाहता. मैंने इतना ज्यादा पढ़ लिया है और सुन लिया है इसके बारे में that I don't feel like eating it, and when I eat it also I don't feel good after eating it. So that is why I've stopped having packaged food. I don't get them in the house, and if I'm going out, then if a friend is offering me, maybe I'll take a couple of chips, but that's it. Like I don't indulge. I don't like it, and I've stopped indulging in it. You must be knowing the reasons why. You must have heard it from Food Farmer, but if you haven't, let me tell you that ये जो packaged items होते हैं उनके पीछे ingredients पढ़ना बहुत जरूरी है. अगर ingredients में कोई भी ऐसा word लिखा है, कोई भी ऐसा ingredient लिखा है है which you cannot read out or which you cannot understand or even read out, then why do you want to put it in your body? It's as simple as that. Because अगर कोई चीज है जो कि कोई केमिकल नेम है जो कि समझ ही नहीं आ रहा, it means that it's processed, right? It means that उसमें कुछ केमिकल डाला गया है, एंड वो चीज जब तुम खा रहे हो तो तुम्हारे पेट में भी वो केमिकल जा रहा है। हमारा जो पेट है वो बहुत मैजिकल है, हमारा जो सिस्टम है इट्स वेरी मैजिकल। इट हैज द एबिलिटी टू डाइजेस्ट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, इट हैज द एबिलिटी टू ब्रेक डाउन लॉट ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स थिंग्स दैट वी पुट इनसाइड इट, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट वी ट्रबल आवर गट, दैट डज नॉट मीन कि हम अपने पेट को परेशान करें, हम उसमें कुछ भी डालें। सो वी हैव टू बी कॉशियस ऑफ व्हाट वी आर पुटिंग इन आवर माउथ, आवर बॉडी, आवर स्टमक। एंड लाइक आई हैव सेड इन माय प्रीवियस वीडियोस एंड आई विल से इट अगेन, हमारी बॉडी में जो भी होता है, लाइक एनीथिंग विथ योर हेयर, विथ योर स्किन, विथ योर हेल्थ, विथ योर बोन, विथ योर व्हाटएवर, विथ योर ब्लड, जो भी होता है, एवरीथिंग इरप्ट्स from the gut, everything erupts from your stomach। जो तुम खाते हो उससे ही सब कुछ होता है, सारी डिजीजेस, सारी प्रॉब्लम्स उसी से होती है। सो इफ यू नो दैट जो भी तुम डाल रहे हो उसका इतना इंपॉर्टेंस है, देन व्हाई नॉट पुट ओनली नाइस थिंग्स इन योर बॉडी एंड नॉट एक्सप्लॉइट इट। आई हर्ड दिस वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्लासिफिकेशन, दैट इज लाइव फूड एंड डेड फूड। लाइव फूड बेसिकली मीन्स दोज फूड्स जिसको कि तुम अगर ऐसे खुले में रख दो तो वो रॉट हो जाएगा, बट डेड फूड इज समथिंग दैट इफ यू कीप इट इन द ओपन it won't rot, it will be as it is। Like for example, if you keep a banana outside तो वो 3-4 दिन में सड़ जाएगा, but if you keep a packet of chips outside तो वो वैसे का वैसा ही रहेगा। So that means a packet of chips is a dead food and a banana is a live food। Live foods are good for you and dead foods are very very harmful for you। So always feed your stomach live foods and stop feeding your stomach the dead food, because this is what is causing all the problem in your body। The 10th habit that I've started doing is I have started avoiding dairy। I wouldn't say I have completely stopped it, but I have minimized it, and that has been good for my skin, good for my body, good for my gut health, and good for everything basically। When I drink milk it makes me feel bloated and I don't feel very light in the stomach। Again, like I said, मेरा stomach बहुत sensitive हो गया है, तो it gives me signals of what it doesn't like। So that is why I've started avoiding milk। The 11th habit that I've started is I have stopped non-vegetarian। I eat only eggs now, but that is because of the protein, because otherwise I was feeling a little weak because I go to the gym, and that's why I thought that I need protein in my body, and that's why I started eggs। But at one point I had stopped everything and now I've started eggs। I stopped having non-veg because of animal cruelty, and जैसे ही मैंने इसके बारे में ज़्यादा समझा, सीखा कि कैसे एनिमल्स को रखा जाता है, बहुत बुरे circumstances में रखा जाता है, and then they are killed and all those things, those are very horrific, and I don't want to kill any animal just to feed myself। So this is my very personal opinion, and I know इस पे बहुत debate हो सकता है, it's very debatable, but I personally feel much better, much lighter since the time I've stopped eating non-veg। And पहले I was not very aware of my body and how my body is reacting to things, and I used to eat a lot of non-vegetarian, but now I've realized that stopping it was a good decision and I don't crave for it anymore। I feel much better and I feel closer to spirituality as well since the time I have stopped eating non-veg। 12th habit that I've started is I have started having vegetable juices। पहले I used to think कि इतनी सब्जी waste होगी and उसका fiber content सब निकल जाएगा, what's the use of having juices, and I had all those thoughts in my mind, but this is one explanation that I heard and that made a lot of sense। Basically it was that जितना तुम एक juice में vegetables consume करोगे उतना तुम normal way में consume नहीं कर सकते हो in a day, and because you need all those nutrients and vitamins in your body, so for that you need it in juice form so that ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा nutrients तुम्हारी body में चले जाए। Because if you sit and start to eat these vegetables तो बहुत ज़्यादा खाना पड़ेगा, but in the form of juice it's easier to have and it's easier for your body to absorb it। So that is one explanation that made a lot of sense to me, and I thought yes, I think that's actually true, because we don't eat that many vegetables, right? But we can have a big glass of juice, so that is why I started having vegetable juices। 13th thing that I've started doing is I've started moving my body every single day। You must have heard that our body is like a machine, उसमें भी oiling की ज़रूरत होती है। So when you move, your body gets that oiling, all your organs inside your body they get active, अच्छे से blood circulation होता है, your heart is healthy। So that's why I've started moving my body every day। Basically I've become aware कि हाँ मुझे move करना है। Like if I'm sitting sitting on my desk for a very long time, then I feel कि I think I should move a little. तो मैं घर में ही थोड़ा walk कर लेती हूँ, stretch कर लेती हूँ. Basically, I bring my attention to moving my body. I also go to the gym, but I don't go every single day. So on days that I'm not going, I try to stay active in the house. And even when I'm going to the gym, I am aware कि हाँ मुझे move करना है. I still walk every single day. I go for a walk of like 30 to 45 minutes at least every single day. So that is how I keep my body moving, because that is so important. And yeah, 14th thing that I've started is I've started sleeping on time. पहले क्या होता था कि ऑफिस आवर्स के बाद we used to have dinner and then sit and watch Netflix, and वो Netflix पे कुछ इतना इंटरेस्टिंग आ जाता था कि हम बैठे रहते थे and देखते रहते थे. 1 बज गया, 1:30 बज गया, कभी 2 बज रहा है. So it was a very unhealthy lifestyle that I was living. When I became aware of these things and I realized कि it's so harmful for us. Basically हमारी बॉडी को हम जितना सन के सिंक में रखेंगे ना, that is the best for us. अब एकदम सिंक में अगर नहीं रख सकते, सनराइज के साथ उठ के सनसेट के साथ सो अगर नहीं सकते, तो एटलीस्ट ट्राई टू कीप इट क्लोजर टू इट. जितना भी उसके क्लोज रखोगे तुम्हारी बॉडी उतनी ज्यादा हेल्दी रहेगी. एंड अनदर थिंग दैट हैपेंस इज इफ यू स्लीप ऑन टाइम, you also wake up on time. So that is why I have become aware of sleeping on time. Now I don't go to bed at 9 or 9:30, but by 10:30, 11ish I start to wind up and go to bed and start reading a book or something. I try to sleep latest by 12. So that is something that I've started doing. So ideally you should be in your sleep by 10 p.m. तो अगर 10 to 2 a.m. तुम सो रहे हो, then you won't need your full 8 hours of sleep. You can also manage with fewer hours, because ये जो 10 to 2 a.m. वाला टाइम है वो डीपेस्ट स्लीप का टाइम होता है. तो अगर इस टाइम पे तुम नींद ले पा रहे हो, then it's the best thing that you can do. I tried on some days, but on some days I fail, and like I said, I try to sleep latest by 12. एंड आई ऑब्जर्व कि जिस दिन मैं टाइम से सो जाती हूँ, नेक्स्ट डे आई फील सो फ्रेश एंड एनर्जेटिक. एंड जिस दिन मैं लेट सोती हूँ, लाइक इफ एट ऑल आई एम स्लीपिंग एट 2 और आफ्टर 2 a.m., नेक्स्ट डे आई फील सो ड्राउजी. आई फील ड्राउजी थ्रू आउट द डे एंड इट स्पॉइल्स माई एंटायर डे. सो दैट इज वाई आई हैव रियलाइज कि टाइम से सोना इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एवरीथिंग. लाइक पूरा नेक्स्ट डे अगर खराब नहीं करना है, एंड इफ यू वॉन्ट टू बी प्रोडक्टिव द नेक्स्ट डे, देन यू शुड एंड मस्ट sleep on time. 15th habit that I've started is I have stopped looking at my phone 1 hour before sleeping and 1 hour after waking up. सोने के जस्ट पहले और उठने के जस्ट बाद हमारा जो सबकॉन्शियस माइंड होता है वो सबसे ज्यादा एक्टिव होता है. सो इट्स इम्पोर्टेंट कि उस टाइम पे हम अपने ब्रेन को अच्छी अच्छी चीजें फीड करें. एंड उस टाइम पे अगर हम फोन देख रहे हैं एंड रील्स देख रहे हैं, अलग अलग लोगों की लाइफ देख रहे हैं, किसी की अच्छी चीजें देख के कभी ऐसा भी लग रहा है कि मेरे पास क्यों नहीं है. सो ऑल दोज मेनी फीलिंग्स कम इन योर माइंड when you look at multiple reels, and that is a feeling that you should strictly avoid before you go to bed and after you wake up, because it gives you a feeling of comparison, stress, and basically not a very good feeling. So I have started avoiding using my phone or any digital device before sleeping and after waking up, and I have experienced that it makes me feel more fresh the next day. It makes me feel more in the present moment, and I am basically happier in my life. 16th habit that I've started is I started praying daily. I pray twice a day, and it's not a very elaborate prayer, but it's folding my hands in front of the mandir that I have in my house. It's a very peaceful and very personal moment for me, and I feel very very at ease and calm when I'm folding my hands in front of God and just being in that moment. It's also like a meditation for me. So अगर तुमने try नहीं किया है, then you must start praying. 17th habit that I've started is I've started eating mindfully. पहले जब मैं खाती थी तो मैं खा रही हूँ and कुछ दिमाग चल रहा है कहीं और, I'm thinking about a lot of things. But now what I've started doing is when I'm eating, I'm only eating. Like I am aware of the food that's going in my body. I'm aware of how everything tastes. I'm aware of how I'm feeling, how I'm liking the food. Basically, I'm in the moment, and that has made me feel much more grateful about the food I'm eating. Also, another thing I've started doing is I've just started closing my eyes and thanking God before consuming any food, and that brings me to the present moment but also makes me feel very grateful, because normally on usual days when we are eating our food we forget to be grateful for the food that we have in front of us. सोचा जाए तो कितनी बड़ी चीज है that we are getting this nice meal in front of us every single day. It is something that we all should be grateful for, and since the time I've started doing this, I felt a very positive change in my life. Habit number 18, mindful buying of food and products. Now if I purchase any food product, मैं उसके ingredients list को जरूर पढ़ती हूँ. And like I said, if I find something that I cannot pronounce or that is something which seems like a chemical composition of something, then I avoid buying it. Also, ingredients list में it's important to see the order in which things are written. So सबसे पहले जो चीज लिखी होती है वो सबसे ज्यादा क्वांटिटी में होती है, and so on, like उसके बाद वाली उससे कम क्वांटिटी में, and so on. So अगर तुम किसी प्रोडक्ट में देख रहे हो जिसमें कि मैदा सबसे पहले लिखा है, या शुगर सबसे पहले लिखा है, या पाम ऑयल सबसे पहले लिखा है, those things are to be completely avoided because it means कि वो उन 3 चीजों का ही मेनली बना है, and बाकी जो भी चीजें लिखी हैं वो बहुत ही कम परसेंटेज में होती है. So it's important to realize कि जो हम खा रहे हैं वो basically मैदा, शुगर और पाम ऑयल का कॉम्बिनेशन है. It's not good for us. So I've started realizing these things and I've started purchasing things accordingly. Habit number 19, avoiding cosmetic products on my face. Now this was a big realization for me. What I learned is जो भी हम अपनी स्किन पे डालते हैं ना, it basically gets consumed in our body. जैसे हम अपने माउथ से कंज्यूम करते हैं वैसे ही अपने स्किन के थ्रू भी कंज्यूम करते हैं. Previously I was not very aware of this. I used to apply makeup every single day, but in this entire Satvik and Ayurvedic lifestyle I've realized कि जितने हम नेचुरल और नेचर से दी हुई चीजें लगाएंगे वो बेटर है हमारे लिए. अब मेकअप प्रोडक्ट्स में केमिकल्स तो रहेंगे ही, सो दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव स्टार्टेड अवॉइडिंग इट. अब मैं मेकअप बहुत ही कम लगाती हूँ, एंड जब लगाती हूँ तो ऐसे वीडियो शूट्स के लिए लगाती हूँ. एंड इन दिस शूट ऑल्सो आई विल टेल यू व्हाट आई हैव एग्जैक्टली पुट. मैंने बस आईलाइनर लगाया है, एंड मस्कारा लगाया है, एंड लिप टिंट लगाया है, एंड थोड़ा सा लिप टिंट को ही एज अ ब्लश लगाया है. सो दैट्स ऑल द मेकअप दैट आई हैव डन फॉर दिस वीडियो बिकॉज मेरी स्किन वैसे ही बहुत एक्ने प्रोन है एंड सेंसिटिव है, तो मैं वैसे ही ज्यादा प्रोडक्ट्स अवॉइड करती हूँ. एंड आई हैव ऑल्सो ऑब्जर्व्ड कि जब मैं ये प्रोडक्ट्स एंड मेकअप जितना कम लगाती हूँ मेरी स्किन उतनी बेटर रहती है. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव started avoiding using cosmetic products on my face. The 20th habit that I've started doing is I've started connecting with nature more. So I've realized that we as humans need the sun, the air, the soil, and these natural things around us. This is something that nourishes our feminine energy. So that is why I've started connecting with nature more. Like I have a bunch of plants in my balcony, so when I water them, I'm in the present moment. I think of the plants and I think of how they are growing, and just being in the present moment and being surrounded with those plants, I feel very nice. And I also try to get a little bit sun whenever possible, and I also try to sit in the open, in the air, and just try to take the fresh air in, because that I feel truly recharges me and I feel much better. जब हम नेचर में होते हैं ना तो बहुत ही एक calming effect होता है नेचर का, जो बहुत ही बॉडी को रिचार्ज करता है, हील करता है in some way, and that I feel is very important for us. So that is why I've started connecting with nature more. So these 20 Satvik habits have truly transformed my life in every aspect. I feel much better internally and externally. My acne has reduced to a great extent. I have lost a lot of weight. I feel more energetic throughout the day. I feel more focused and connected with myself. My mind and body are in sync. So tell me, which of these 20 habits are you planning to incorporate in your lifestyle? Or if you are already following any of these, then let me know in the comment section down below. So on that note, I will end this one here. I hope you liked the video. I hope you took away something from it. And if you did, please make sure to hit a like on the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet. And I will see you again very soon in my next one. Till then, bye bye, take care.